Yep. Restart. This is going to be the video about how we have decided to go back and restart this game. And with that, we're going to go through it. We're going to go through what the decision was made for, why we're going to do it, and we are going to make early game great again, y'all, because they have given us so many new things in the early game that makes it easy. The quality of life is insanely better, and it is just a lot of fun. It is so much fun. Those of us who have been grinding in SOC for years and running it down over there, to be able to have a refreshing start, get back to a little bit of the innocence of the game, get back to the game that helped us all get excited about it, the dopamine hits from all the buttons and clicking buttons and advancing your account. We're going to go through all that. We're going to go through why we did a restart. We're going to go through why we're going to highlight so much of the early game for players, and we're going to do all of this right here.
You feel that burn and you already know we're locked in deep. This is Chatsky mode. This is Chatsky mode.
Hey everybody, I'm your boy War Daddy Chatsky. You guys know me extremely well because I do these videos all the time. And this is where we have now entered the early game. We have now restarted a brand new account and a brand new kingdom, and we are gonna run this early game, okay? And if you enjoy these kind of videos, please throw a thumbs up on here, give it a like, and if you are not subscribed, consider doing so. You can hit that subscribe button. Does not cost you a thing. You can also hit that bell for any kind of alerts that we get. Now you can see this, we're doing an alliance quiz already. So much stuff in the early game, and I really want to go through, first of all, why we decided to do this. Let me go ahead and give you the parameters real quick. We are in Kingdom 4028. You will see here I have a sleeper account in 4023. Now you really can't do jumper projects anymore. You can't bring big accounts back to K2, which is great. It's good for the game, because the idea of the early game is to get players playing the game, having a good time with it, and get them into SOC, get them through a year's worth of playing the game and get them into SOC. And so a lot of these players and a lot of these kingdoms in the early game, they're protected. You know, back in the day, once you finish KVK 1, anybody could come to KVK 2. Anybody. Like, I could bring my main account back. But now that's not the case. And they've really kind of hampered down on the jumpers and things like that to make it just completely unbalanced and unfair. So we started in 4028. And the reason why I wanted to do this overall, guys, we have so much that we do in this game and have fun with. And you guys know I run the content like constantly, like all the time. And when it came to this, I was getting hit all the time in chats and live stream chats on my Discord. Chatsky, we need more early game fun. We need more guides on the early game. A lot of players are coming to the game. So there are three target audiences I want to reach with this. Number one, those of us who are running big accounts in late game. If you look at this, all right, I have got my main in 606. I'm 275 million power. So I'm like at the opposite end of the spectrum here, okay? And those of us that have been in here running it down in the SOC late game, it's rinse and repeat. It kind of gets monotonous. You go into KVKs, hopefully you get a big KVK, you go fight your face off, and then you go into off season for a couple of months, okay? And those of us who have done that routine for the past few years, it gets monotonous. So that's one of the big reasons and audiences I want to hit. Guys, especially if you're spending, or especially if you're a low spender and you play the end game, you come back here, and if you're spending already, you spend a fraction of what you spend in the late game just to stay ahead. And when you're in that late game and you're used to spending money, or you're used to grinding it out as a free to play or a low spender, you come to the early game and it is so much freaking fun. You get a group of people, you come back, you join onto a big group or a restart group, and you just go have fun. You click all the buttons, you get all the buildings going, you start working on your commanders. I've never been so excited in my life to have this setup right here. Look at this. I'm already critting green gear. I'm critting my blue helmet. Let's go. I got the Halpern, the greatest piece of equipment of all time. You know, I got two of these things. You betcha. And so from there, they've done so many changes to the early game that makes it so much fun for those of us who are used to late game. Get back to the innocence. Get back to the just good, wholesome, honest fun of the early game. It is a blast, especially if you're playing with a lot of players. Now, the second group of people I want to reach out to, and it happens all the time, they get into my live stream chats all the time. And they say, Chatsky, I've been away from the game for a year or two. Is it good to come back? You know, you have other content creators putting out like, hey, doing videos on whether or not it's a good idea to come back to the game. And so there are literally people in this. There are literally people in this project. We have some of these people like Odin. We have some of these people who walked away from the game and now are coming back and doing a restart and having fun with it. We are like, look at this. We're baby accounts. Billick's doing it with me. I've got other streamers that are doing it with me. There's Schmuck. He's doing it with me. I've got all kinds of guys doing this thing with me, and I'm able to play with my friends and have a good time. So I want to invite back people who haven't played the game in a year or two. Come back and do the early game. It is insanely better quality of life. And what they do to help you advance your account is so much better than when I did this 6 years ago. It's just incredible. And so from there, I also wanted to reach new players, right? Players that are just now getting into the game. They know nothing about Rise of Kingdoms. They know nothing about SOC in the end game. And I want to help them with their accounts. I want to help them understand how to progress your account. Now, I'm running this obviously as my typical whale account. You know, when you come in here and you look at the characters that I've got. But then I've also got my baby Chatsky account that is more on the low spender side of things. And that's I've been dealing with that one for almost 2 weeks or well over a week, and I've already gotten it to 4.7 million power. Like, you can go advance your power pretty quickly. Like, you take a week or two, and the next thing you know, you're 2-3 million power and you're already hitting T4. And that's what makes it really, really easy. So I want to hit the early game players so they understand how this thing works, and we just go have fun. Guys, that's all this is about, is having a blast. I put out the APB to my group. My people, if you are a member of my channel, you got the early access to this, because this isn't a big group. And if you look at this overall, let me show you here. Because our goal is to make early game great again. That's what we're gonna do, okay? If you look up here, we started this 4 days ago, 4028, and you've got 4030 up here. 4030 is the Scarab group. That's Clay. Clay and his leadership team run that thing. I talked to Clay, and of course they were just like, Chatsky, come on, let's go play in 4030. That's not really what we were looking for, because that is a very, very big, well-run, they've been working on that project for like 9 months, and we're gonna give them a ton of exposure, because we're going to stream all their KVK fights. And in KVK 1, this is their continent. In KVK 1, this is our continent. Okay, so we won't be in KVK with 4030 until probably KVK 2, and then we'll figure that out from there. But we're gonna have a great time with this, and that's the goal. Like, people are like, oh my gosh, Chatsky, what are you doing with your main? And I'm like, my main's in 606. My second account's in 2359. I'm gonna go nuts in the end game. KVK we're getting ready to have over there. But there is no plan to bring back our mains. We're not trying to go make this a massive project to go be a massive Imperium. We just want to go experience and have fun and play with people that we haven't played with in a long time. And this gets back to you players that are in SOC. Maybe there's some people, because guys, there are people all over this project, or all over this. I got Matt Achilles. I got Wabi here. I'm in 2359 with Wabi. But you get Matt Achilles in here. He and I have never played together. We played against each other. We've been allied with each other, but we've never played in the same kingdom. And he's like, Chatsky, I'm in. Let's go. Let's do this. I love restarts. Okay. And then obviously Itachi and the guys over in TB. We've got multiple alliances that we work with. Let me show you here. We're rolling as the Huns, and for obvious reasons, we're gonna be the Huns, right? That's where Attila's from. That's what we're doing. But when you come over here, here's TB. Okay, these are our Tigbitty Huns. Okay, let's go. This is part of our family. So we had to divide up, because you can only have like 65 to 68 members right off the bat. Only really 50 when you first start. But you got Trauma over here. You've got Clyde working this thing. I got old friends, Irish and JDR. You come down here, Itachi and Ability are just cooking. Costas is one of my 300 members. He's cooking. There's Hink. I've got all my buddies here that we're all going to play together. There's Siori, and there's other people in this thing that really, really help out. My friends from 2293. I got friends from 2489 in this. I got friends from all kinds of kingdoms. 1093 friends are in this. There are friends. Look at Toxic. I told Toxic from 2049, I was like, bro, you got to get on and get going. He's like, I am, Chatsky. I've been busy. Hold on, let me get this restart going. So we have all kinds of people that I got Cricks going in here. We got all kinds of people and friends that I either haven't played with in a long time, or I have never played with. And that's what makes the early game so much fun. You can pick and choose who you want to play with. And with us, there's no pressure. We're just going to go have fun and run it down. We win KVK's great. We lose them, whatever. We're just having fun in the early game. We're going to go do it. And we've got a good, well-organized situation. Now, we are pretty full on what we're doing. Okay, we've got 6 total alliances, right? We've got 6 total alliances with a ton of players. Now, those will condense down once these alliances get bigger and bigger and we can have more players, okay? But when you come into the alliance power, obviously you've got TB and Huns, and then you come down here and you've got our other ones that we have. There's Pink Pony Huns. There's Hold My Jugs, which is another one we have in our family. W28's in our family. We've got a handful, and we're just consolidating and going through all this stuff. So we've closed our Discord because we already have 600 people in there that are rolling this project. But if you guys want to enjoy this kind of stuff, I encourage you, go look at other projects. Go look at restarting the game, okay? I'll have a card at the end screen. I try to push to that T5, the T5 in one day, and I got all my buildings maxed, and then I switched to Korea, and now I'm starting to work the tech. Well, it's not advantageous for me to go push the tech right now. We're not fighting anybody. We're not doing anything. We need to take the Lost Temple. So we're going to temple run this thing. And then we're going to lay out the buffs and lay out the kingdom titles to where it's going to be much, much cheaper and much easier to go do my tech and get my T5 tech going because it's super expensive. So I've kind of got a plan for that. Even us Krakens are just like, okay, there's no sense in loading up the gems and pushing through to T5 when, number one, we don't need it. Number two, you're going to save hundreds and hundreds of days of speed ups because this stuff, y'all, at the end, let me go ahead and just push this through. Okay, I'm going to show you. I am working on some of this tech, and you get back here, you're going 22 days on this plate armor just to get our tech going, okay? And that's going from level 7 to 8. You come back over here, going from level 7 to 8, 27 days. Like, this is where it gets super expensive and it's hard to get to T5. So obviously waiting to get the temple, being able to use the titles, being able to use the kingdom buffs, being able to have high level guardians do the runes. That's how you want to do it. If you're a spender and you're a Kraken and you're going with it, but most everybody's free to play and most everybody's low spenders, and the game makes it so easy. Let me show you a couple of things that the game does to make it easy, and I'll have more videos about this. But first and foremost, okay, you have something called passive buffs that you're able to use from 3 commanders. Now, this is more on the pay to win side, all right? But this is called an internal reform. So for CC, for Hannibal Barca, and for Minamoto, you get passive buffs. Okay, so attached to Minamoto's second skill, you get a building time reduction. Okay, so for every building you go build or upgrade, you get an hour off of the building time every single time. It's unlimited. So it's a passive skill that just helps you a little bit with Mina in a second skill. Same thing with CC. Now, the interesting thing with Cao is that you're in a situation with CC to where they're going to make you get this commander, and I'll explain that in a few, but he gives 100 extra free daily action points and 100 AP token every day. You just get it. And then if you're going to spend and you're going to run up the VIP and get Barca, Hannibal Barca is in a situation to where he gives 50 free units of each troop type every day, every single day. And so you just get those. You get 200 units. I get 200 T4 units every day just from his passive skill. And you can see it over here on the commanders. You'll see in their skill, you see that little green check mark here. That's their passive skill that they give you the building time reduction. You see it over here with CC on a second skill, you get the action point. So that's a really cool feature, okay? The second cool feature is that you don't have all the commanders in the gold chest when you first start. You just have CC. That's it. You don't have any other legendary commander, so it's really easy to increase CC. Now, here's the problem. People will say, well, I want to work on the other commanders. I don't want CC, but it makes it so easy to get them. And here's the other thing that you can do with them, because this is something that you get for the first week that you play. Hold on, where is this thing at? Meteoric Rise, Victory at Hand, Glory of Battle. Hold on, I'll go through it in just a second. Let me just kind of show. Oh, here it is. So the Wild Frontier, you go to Commander Reset, and you can go to any one of your commanders and you can reset them once a day, every day for the first week. Okay, so you'll see in here that I have gold heads into my CC because I'm trying to run up my expedition. I'm trying to run up my vengeance, and I'll talk about vengeance in a second. But when I reset this, I get the gold heads back, and then the other CC heads I'm still collecting, I can put back into it. So you can reset any commander you want in the first week. I can reset Sun Tzu. I can go grab those sculptures back, and then the sculptures I've gotten of Sun Tzu, I can put back into it and then save those sculptures. So there's all kinds of ways to do that with the reset. You can always reset. Of course, I went and bought Barca, but this makes it much more enjoyable starting out the game. It's really good. Now, one of the things you will see starting out the game is this Path of Vengeance. This came from COD, okay? This is a situation to where it's a passive situation to where you get incremental gains and you can go claim this every day depending on your level. I'm at level 495. I go start this and it's basically a 5v5, right? I get my best 5 commanders. I can do a quick deploy and it puts them out there. And this is all based on star level and their skill level. It has nothing to do with talents, has nothing to do with equipment, nothing. Okay. And then you can go just start this. And based on how far you have your star level and your skills, you can go run this. Now, it even has an easy action thing that's just like Realm of the Mystique. And Realm of the Mystique is in a situation where I don't have to hit the active skills, okay? And it's got a 2x thing. This is all running PvE on its own. Now, you see, I can't beat this level, which is really, really hard, okay? But every time you beat a level, and I'm at 495. This goes up to 1,000, by the way. I'm kind of at a stalemate to where I got to advance my commanders, but this is just an easy way to get great rewards. And on all these levels prior, you're getting silver heads, you're getting epic heads for other commanders, and you are just loading it up. It is so much easier to advance all of this when it comes to the game right off the rip. You have auto scouting, okay? Let me show you something here. Here are my scouts. They're just chilling, right? Because you got to go scout all the fog, right? So not only do we have auto scouting, and you just go to your scout camp, I don't have to click on the fog. I can just click this button. That's auto explore. And I've got 2 hours a day to run it. And it'll just run where they'll go on their own. But the hack is you can click auto explore and then turn it off, stop the timer, and then let your scouts go scout all the area that they're going to do and go through their progress, and then they stop. And then so just about every 5 minutes you come over here and say, okay, click that again, click it back, and they go again. It's really, really simple. And you don't have to go investigate villages. They show up at your door. Look at this guy. Hey, we got 36 nearby villages, Chadsky. Let's give you some rewards. Thanks, bro. Appreciate you. And then we're on to the next thing. I mean, there are so many fun things that come with this and so many cool ways to advance your accounts, and they just make it easier. And I encourage everybody to consider doing it. We're going to make this early game fun again. We're going to stream KVK. We're going to stream a temple run if we've got any kind of situation where we got to fight for the temple, but I think we got everything cleared up right now. Okay. So regardless of if you're wanting to start, you're like, Chadsky, I want to come where you are. Okay. We've already kind of shut down the Discord to where we're not taking any more applicants, but we might be opening that back up soon. So stick to updates for that. But if you want to just go start on your own, go look at some of the public Discords and where people are starting jumpers, where people are doing restarts and they're planning 3 and 4 and 5 months in advance. You will have so much fun. Those of you late game players. So consider doing that. Okay. Consider subscribing. I'm going to give you all the content on this and we are going to have fun. You guys know me. I just want to have a blast in this game. And we have had so much fun doing the first 4 days of this restart, and we're already cooking. Playing with friends of ours. We've got the leadership structure in place to handle a pretty decent sized group. Nothing crazy, not like the Scarab group in 4030, but we're going to run we'll consolidate the 2 main alliances, and then we'll go fight in KVK. We'll go have fun and we'll see where we're at. Maybe go fight a KVK too. But I encourage everybody to take a look at it. They've completely changed the game. Completely. And you kind of feel guilty or kind of feel bad because those of us who started 5 and 6 years ago didn't have it this easy. We didn't have it this fun and easy to do. And so from there, guys, love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Get down in the comments. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you're thinking about starting an early game. Let me know if you're thinking about doing a restart. Let me know if you're thinking about coming back to the game. Come join us. Okay, if you're coming back to the game, reach out to me, reach out to some other restart accounts or restart projects, and just go have fun. Because it's just honest, wholesome fun. Restart is so much fun. You guys wouldn't believe how excited I was about getting, where is this? about getting my where my look at this. I'm still running early game stuff to where I get the pop-ups, and she's got I got this thing critted. I was so happy. Guys, step aside. I got an Expedition War helmet that's critted. My Mina's cooking. Let me take care of it. Like, really? Anyways, throw a thumbs up on here. Give it a like. Helps out the channel. Helps out that almighty algorithm. And with that being said, y'all have a great day, broskies.